To me, marketing is about values. This is a very complicated world. It's a very noisy world. And we're not going to get a chance to get people to remember much about us. And so we have to be really clear on what we want them to know about us.
And know that we did. The company worth $2.65 trillion made everything from phones to windsurf boards. But what do we do with what remains? But let's swap songs to introduce this. This is an iPhone 4. This captures Apple's mindset at the time perfectly. First and foremost is the design. It is the first iPhone with a glass front and back. Its style is entirely unique. But that's not its only party trick. The stainless sides are also the antenna used to connect to the network. While the 14 years since this phone has come out has been hard on the software, the hardware is beautiful. Speaking of software, this phone has one issue. Two-factor authentication cannot link with it. That means the App Store is completely off the table. But what can you do with it if you can't download new apps? Well, the first thing that comes to mind is using the headphone port, that's still on this by the way, to listen to music. Unfortunately, at 16 gigabytes, it's rather limited, especially when compared to a dedicated MP3 player that might have micro SD card support, as well as a better DAC amp to run headphones nicer. But the other thing, just upgraded on this, is the camera. Well, it has a very retro look.
I know it's nothing new, but it's so good to see you. We do this every day, and I'm still so amazed by you. So hold me tight through the night. It's just us two, me and you.
The video coming out of this iPhone is gorgeous, in a very retro, nostalgic camcorder kind of way. But even so, I can't help but be drawn to this. I can't help but wish, if even a little, Apple remembers their classic design roots for future designs. Sure, they make a good phone, laptop, or earphone. But what if they remembered, once in a while, their rebellious side? The side that innovates, the side that changes the world and gives people the tools that they can do the same. What about that old Apple that made products that everyone else copied because they couldn't think of it first?
It's the people, honoring the people who think different and who move this world forward. And it's
Thank you for watching, and God bless.
Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes.